Hey everybody, this is going to be a critical mutated rifleman build, also can be commando. We're going to be going over the perks, we're going to be going over the armor and weapon choices, and then we're going to show a little bit of this build in action. There will be timestamps below. This is a very long video. I don't expect anyone to watch it all the way through unless you are bored and really like this content. I will be putting other videos out with this same character. If you like it or you want to see it do something, please comment in the comment section. This is our first video. When I say we, I'm counting me as my character. I don't have like a team of people telling me what to do, but yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And let me know your thoughts. Looking at the perks real quick. We don't put any of our perk points into strength or endurance. We only use strength for carry weight. We're putting 12 points in perception and going back to strength. Carry weight, we're just reducing the use of our the weight of our chems. Not a big deal, but it's good to keep those down. You find a lot of them throughout the wasteland. Perception, we're going full rifle builds. These are interchangeable with all of our commandos, so you can go assault rifle if you like to very easily. You don't got to change perk cards around or your perk points. You got tank killer just for the ignore 36% of the armor and 9% chance to stagger. We don't put any points into endurance. We only use it to increase our strength for more carry weight. We do use high radiation, so we do max out with an extra 5 strength. That is, what, 25 extra carry weight. That's quite a bit of junk. Guns, ammo, whatever you need. It's going to make your game more enjoyable. Charisma, we do 5, so we can get Lone Wanderer in there, which is super important. You will move these out if you're playing with a team, obviously, but if you're like me and you notice that playing with other players is kind of slow, you do like to wander on your own and take care of the game that way. I will have to figure out how I want to do this for raids and stuff, because obviously it'll be in a team when raids come out. Travel agent is only there for traveling. We do change this out when we are wherever we have to be, and we switch that for tenderizer. Tenderizer just gets us an extra 5% more damage after 5 seconds after you attack. This is good for taking out bigger bosses, stuff like that. It's not a lot of damage. It doesn't really need to be there. If I find that that perk point could be used somewhere else that's a little bit more damage, I haven't found anything yet, but we'll gloss over that. For intelligence, we have got 8. I'm going to go over gunsmith first. Gunsmith, we're a rifle build. Any type of gun, you don't want it to be breaking down in the middle of the battle. You want to be keeping those as long as possible. It's not really the materials that is a big deal. It's just being out in the middle of the wasteland. I only carry 2 main guns, so if one of them breaks, it's not ideal. So we have that in there. Nerd Rage, super important. We are almost always below 20% health, so this gives us an extra 40 damage resistant, 20% damage on top of everything else we're doing, plus another 15% AP gain. Again, that's going with our Lone Wanderer. We got some extra 30% AP gain, and you get another 15, and then we're going on to another 45, going into our agility at 14 with Action Boy, which is Action Girl if you're a girl. But let's see what that is all together. We've got 15, 30, that's 45. So you got 90% faster AP regain. AP is super important for this build, and you'll see why later. We got Gunfu. This is a must. This is what makes this build so great. You use VATS the entire time, and hitting an extra 30% for your next 3 targets is huge damage, especially when you throw everything else on top of that we're going to be showing you later. We got Adrenaline. Get an extra 10% which is maxed out at 60% extra damage. 30 seconds after each kill, it's going up, I think, 10% each time. So obviously this is good. Almost everybody runs adrenaline towards the end game. It's a must, especially for any type of gun build. Well, pretty much any build. Dodgy. You'll see we have a ton of AP points to use in this build, and I find it pretty useful. It does avoid 30% or avoids 30% of oncoming damage at the cost of 30 action points, which seems kind of dumb, and that's why a lot of people don't use it. But for this build, it does work. If you do not like it, you can change this out with what I used to use, with was Invasion. It's maxed out at 45 damage and energy resistant, which is great. But since you play with such low health, I thought not getting hit was a little bit more important. That's why it's there. With luck, we're maxing this out. If we could get more things in here, we would, but we can't. So let's just go over these real quick. We've got the Grim Reaper Spirit. Any kill in VATS has a 35% chance to restore all action points. So we're going to be killing things all day long, trying to one-shot stuff, but this is going to play in with everything else we got going on. So dodgy, I mean, like, if we get lucky, we're never going to get touched, right? So that's important to have these two things work together. Better criticals. Obviously, this is a critical build, so if you don't have this maxed out, I don't know what you're doing. 40% extra damage every single time you use a critical hit. Why would you not want to do an extra 40% damage? And the whole point is to use critical hits. So I'll kind of go over how this works. And critical hits, when you actually use it, when you're in VATS, you hit triangle. I'm playing PlayStation, so it's triangle, whatever it is on Xbox. 40% extra damage, and you also get 100% hit rate. Even if it says in your VATS that it's like 1% hit chance, you hit that triangle button, you're going for an extra 40% damage, and it's going to hit them from I don't know how far. Who knows how things work in this game. But then you got Serenity. If we could max this out, we would. But this is a damage build for the most part, and so avoiding damage is important. But wouldn't you rather kill whatever's in front of you instead of having them kill you? So we focus on damage in this build. So this is just to avoid when you're below 30% health, which we always are. We're avoiding 50% of damage, and this cost us no AP points. So this is obviously better than Dodgy, but we don't have room to max this out. 4-leaf Clover. Each hit in VATS has an excellent chance to fill your critical meter. Our luck is double of 15, so you'll see why this is. The higher your luck is, the better chance, the more you get, like the more useful this 4-leaf Clover becomes. So since it's so large, you'll see that we're running criticals all day long, and that's also why you don't really need this perk down here, which is Critical Savvy. It's now, if you weren't running Mutations, obviously you'd want to max out probably Critical Savvy and however you pronounce this word, whatever that is. But instead we're running Mutations. So and I think most people use Mutations because they make the game more enjoyable. Class Freak reduces all of our negative effects of Mutations by 75%. This is a must if you're going to run as many as I am. Starch Genes, we obviously don't want to lose the Mutations, and we don't want to gain other ones that would make this build, would hurt the build. So those are the perk points. Alright, we're going to go over the gear that we're using right now. Couple things for aesthetics. The army helmet, because we're wearing all marine armor. Sunglasses. We have this protective night suit for under armor. You can increase strength a little bit more. You can get like one with 3 strength and 2 endurance. which is ideal for this build. A little bit more carry weight. We got bandana for aesthetics. Alright. We have our chest piece. It's 15% damage reduction while standing still, 1 intelligence, and then you have your unyielding to all your stats except for endurance, which is what makes this whole thing special. We have 1+ agility in the left arm, unyielding stat, and then reducing food, drink, and all chems by 20%. Left leg, we got another 15% damage reduction when standing still, 1 charisma, and unyielding effect. Arm, we have another 15% while standing still, unyielding, and 25 radiation. If we could replace one thing, this would probably be it. Radiation's gonna kill you no matter what, so you might as well go for something else maybe. Who knows, maybe radiation will be more important later. Left or right leg, we have 1 agility, most important stat, unyielding, and then all junk reduced by 20. All the arms and legs are deep pocketed except the chest is ultra light. We don't have plans for deep pocketed. It's probably slightly better, but ultralight will do for now. So pretty good endgame armor. Next for weapons, we carry 2 main guns. My favorite is the sniper. It's good for close range because it's not explosive, and with unyielding builds you can kill yourself just trying to shoot something right in front of you and it shooting off in your face basically. So this does not have explosion to it, and it's bloodied, so it's doing a ton of damage as your radiation stays extremely high. You got 15% faster reload, which is super important. We mix that with one of the mutations, and 33% VAT hit increase, which most people would think that is not a very good perk for a weapon. In this build it is, because we use VATs for everything. The other weapon that we use, we want to use 2 different weapons so we can use 2 different types of ammo. It's easier to keep 2 different types on. You'll never run out of ammo if you do that. It's pretty hard to, if you know what you're doing. If you're making ammo, you're finding it in the wasteland, you'll never run out. This is more for PvP. You don't want to be shooting something really close to you because it will backfire. But you have explosive damage for area damage. This is great for killing ghouls in White Springs. Again, it's bloodied. This is a bloodied build, and you are reloading 15% faster because we want that fast reload speed so we can do more damage quicker at a faster rate. For our mutations, we have adrenaline reaction. That one is bugged at the moment. We should be doing more damage, but the glitch isn't fixed yet, so we're just gonna wait till the game ends up fixing itself with some type of update. We have bird bones, which get some extra agility, reduced fall speed, -1 strength. Not important. We're not worried about strength. It's just for carry weight. Chameleon, it's there. It doesn't have a negative effect, so you might as well have it on there. When I do acquire a whole set of weightless armor, I will do another video on that. Eagle Eye, we have +4 perception. Again, good with this build. This is a must mutation if you're going to run a critical build, because you do get an extra 25% critical damage, and then only 1- strength. Again, these -1 strengths are been reduced by 75% from, so you'd be losing 4 3 strength. I don't not looking at like what the actual mutation does. Next we have Egghead. We got extra 6 intelligence. That's just to get the extra EXP bonus. We're not worried about endurance and strength. Literally charge. This is just to hit back melee players that are hitting us. Again, we have all that damage reduction while we're standing still, so this does play pretty well into it. We have healing factor. This is just to stack up on chems. You don't use them as much because you're trying to kill everything before it kills you. You got marsupial. This is again a fun perk to have, and it just makes the game fun. You get an extra 20 carry weight, and you get extra jump height. You lose 1 intelligence, which intelligence is not that important later in the game. Once you get to a certain level, you will have all the perk cards, and experience won't mean as much. Next we got Scaly Skin. That's giving us 50 plus energy resistant and 50 plus damage resistant with only losing 12 AP. If you look below in the right hand corner, our AP's 402, so that makes it be 414 if we didn't have Scaly Skin. That's not a big deal. It's not a huge cost, and it's definitely worth it. Speed Demon. This is going, both of our guns that we're using have 15% extra reload speed. I'm not sure what percent this is giving you. I'm sure you can find it somewhere on the internet. And 20 plus moving speed. This is also going to help you with your marsupial perk. I believe running faster and jumping higher works together, or at least should. And then you have unstoppable isotope. We will add maybe 1 more perk if we decide not to use energy weapons, but as of right now we have not decided. We are not going to use the Gauss rifle, so it's still an option we are playing with. Next, let's look at special. So like we said before, the under armor could probably have 1 extra strength in there, so that could be a 21 if you build this at its full potential. Right now we got 31 perception. I'm also using carrots all the time, making carrot soup, which gives you an extra 2 perception, and that's like what I'm eating and hydrating my guy with, so it just works really well. Endurance, it's not a big deal. It's only going to, with this build, maybe help you drain your action points less when you're sprinting, but you can see our AP points are really high, and they regenerate at a really quick rate, so it's not that important. Charisma, this is going to help you get better prices at vendors, but also some people think it might help you get better gear when you're with other teammates. Don't listen to anybody if they say that they know the correct way, because I don't think anybody does except for the game makers. So intelligence, again, that's not that important in Endgame. You get your 8 perks for it in this build, and this is just for experience gain. I guess scrapping things and stuff though too, that's useful. Agility, this is the most important. We use a ton of action points in this build, using VATS all the time. Again, that perception's helping us hit from farther distances, and sneaking and all that good stuff. You don't have to sneak a lot with this build, but obviously it does more damage. You can run it stealthier. We might see how we can work that around. We'll see how that all works out. But we are going to try to build this for raids is the goal. So high agility, and then we got luck. this is gonna help you increase your critical recharge. So plus 30 luck, we are stacking that real quick, and then we're just hitting our enemies with another huge critical hits every single time. We've got a lot of stuff going on with damage.
We're transmitting coordinates to the local bot stop. Proceed there and protect our patrollers, would you? That is all.
So to show this build off, we're just gonna do this quest real quick. Let me hydrate my guy. Did not make any carrot soup, so this will have to do.
Never sweep a floor again with an articulated assistant on demand.
Don't got any food. Alright, so I'll have to do this mission quick.
Custom order received. Priority schematic list CB002 engaged. And thanks for using bot stop.
Initiating override. Defend patrol units during reprogramming. Members.
So we're going to start off using the sniper rifle first. Just to kind of show how this bat system's going to work.
Warning. Hostiles detected.
Watch after those bots, please.
Alright. So you see how it just goes from each person. We're going to take them all. They're pretty smushy enemies. Whoops.
Just don't let them hurt the merchandise, because we don't allow returns.
Notice additional hostiles detected.
Try not to let those bots get dinged up now.
So we're just stacking damage. Let's look at it real quick. Alright, we're at 400 something. Check bodies later. Ideally you would like to maybe post up somewhere. It's probably a good spot. But you just go from each enemy, take them out, you have so much AP, it's refilling the whole time, so you just stay in beds. But now we're hungry.
Detected.
Keep your machines in mint condition. That polycarbonate finish won't care for itself. Make sure you
Kill all hostile forces.
before it gets scratched.
We just took him out with a critical hit. We haven't even been using that, but you can see we don't really need it, but look at, we just filling it up. We're taking everything out.
Customers.
Eliminate.
Ooh. Alright. Jeez. Alright, well.
Location secure. Initiating control. Number on this.
So, gained a level, beat the quest.
Member, if you'll excuse us, we have some errands to attend to.
Alright, we're gonna show off the PvP part of this build. Kind of we're gonna use this lever action.